There has been some people asking me to do a tour of my man cave, and today I'm actually going to do that. I put a lot of work into this room. Everything is very specific as far as, what I wanted to do and how I wanted to present the room. But before I get into all of that, and just be warned, this is going to be a pretty nerdy video, but before I get into all of that, I first want to show you where we kind of started. This is the current state of this room. So far, I've taken out the carpet. I've freshened up the base and the door and the trim. I cleaned the windows. I painted the ceilings. Yeah, that's the current state. This is the way the room looks with the lights out and the LEDs on. I was really trying to go for, kind of like I don't know, whatever this is. I was going actually for this look. I don't know what it's called, but this is the look that I was going for. My shades there are darkened, so it keeps a lot of the light out. And even with the blinds open, you're still kind of like, it's still a mood in here, but I prefer for the blinds to be shut at all times. It is a lot going on in this section right here. This is my music production engineering section. I have the MPC Live 2, the Motif Yamaha, and then the Roland X6. Now I don't use the Roland for the sounds too much, but I still use plenty of the sounds in the MPC when I'm doing music production. Speaking of music production, when I want to get into that mode, I just simply sit down and slide my MPC out here and get right to it. And then it's easily tucked back when I get done with it and out of the way. Now tucked behind the keyboard is my rack mount. I don't have much gear in here at all. I have a couple of compressors, and that's pretty much well lit. But the beauty of it is that I have this patch bay here that has all the wires connected to it where I can patch in and out anything I want it to. And then it's running all through snakes, through the wall, and then it goes around in the attic. It goes around, and then it comes out here. And then it all runs to the mixer here. And we'll get into that a little later. Now on this Blackline Design patch bay, it has Bluetooth where I could pretty much Bluetooth whatever I want. And then that patch is connected to my mixer again and then connected to the speakers. And on top of the rack mount, I have my charging station here, basically for my VR gear. The old Quest 3, Quest 2, the Oculus CV1, and I love the fact that I can just sit here and plug these up and have them set here and ready to go at any given time. And believe me, these are used all the time. Because I have so many devices on my home network, I have a dedicated router strictly for my Oculus devices. It's the RT-AX55, it's a Wi-Fi 6 router, and it's only for my Oculus and then maybe my phone when I'm in this particular room as well. Moving right along, I have an old monitor to monitor my feeds coming out my video switcher, which I can bring closer to me because the top of that just pulls out like so. And then behind there is a switch and some USB charging ports. So I don't have a traditional desktop, so the drawers really do add functionality to this particular setup. And the LED lights on this nightstand really adds a nice little ambience to the room. My main gaming area is roughly around 8 feet wide, a little bit over 8 feet, and about 5 feet deep. I definitely wanted to go wall to wall, so I use a regular countertop from Lowe's. It kind of get dinged up kind of easily. In retrospect, I might have should have went butcher block, but it serves its purpose. Cable management was a bear in this particular room. I have a lot of stuff hooked up, and as you can see, it is pretty neat. And I'll show you how I got that accomplished. And these grommets is pretty much well spread out across the desktop, and that is where the wires are going through the desk. Underneath the desk, I am using these cable raceways that I got from Amazon, and they work out really, really, really well. I mean, it is a lot of wires going through those raceways. I mounted the surge protector to the underside of the desk, plugged everything in. You can see I got a couple of smart switches, power packs, all that stuff is strapped up. The power pack for the monitor, and everything is neatly tucked away. The countertop is sitting on this cleat there, a couple of brackets in the middle, and then a cleat on the right side. And then I mounted LED lights underneath the desk to give it, a little bit more ambiance. And on the wall, I have the Govee glides. They really, really add a lot to the room. On the left side and the right side of this space, I have acoustical panels that keeps the audio nice and tight. Speaking of audio, let's talk about it, because I have a lot of stuff hooked up in this particular room. And at the heart of it is this Allen & Heath Z10FX mixer. Now, this is just a standard mixer, but I would not be able to accomplish the things that I got going on without it. Okay, we're gonna get a little geeky. The main outs are going to the left and right main speakers, which are the Yamaha HS5s. The record out is actually going to my subwoofer. It's a 12-inch clip. Model number doesn't matter because I didn't hear it forever and it's discontinued. I do that because on each one of these channels, there's a record and I can isolate what audio I want to send to the subwoofer. Geek, I told you. And then the monitor out is actually going to a headphone amp, 4 channels, that I can feed other equipment with. One of the things that I feed is the chair amp, which is tied to bass shakers that go on the bottom of the sim rig and the bottom of the chair. And that looks like this. And what these do is basically vibrate or shake the chair based upon the frequency of the audio that is being fed. And then there's 4 mono inputs and 2 stereo inputs. And again, these are connected to the patch bay. And if I want to send anything out, I do have an aux out that's connected to the patch bay as well. For my gaming headset, I got the Corsair HS80s. And then for my wired headsets, I have the Audio-Technica M40Xs. And then I also have the 50s for my sim rig. I built this computer a couple of years ago. There's a video of it on screen here. If you want to check it out, you can. But basically, it's the i9 13 Gen, a 4090 RTX, and 64 gigs of DDR5 6400. My mouse is the Razer Basilix V3, along with the Razer LED Bungee. The keyboard is the Corsair K70 MK2. The monitor is the Samsung Odyssey OLED 49-inch widescreen running at 240 hertz. It's a really, really nice monitor. And on top of that is the Track IR, which tracks the movement of your head while you're in the game. There's a motion sensor that's connected to the SmartThings, along with a 10-inch tablet that controls the SmartThing, Xbox controller, and then finally a Steam Deck that I use basically to control my audio video switching. And while we're talking about switching audio and video, one of the things that I had the hardest problem is integrating this widescreen with a regular 16:9 screen. It just would not play right. And so what I decided, or what I've learned to do, is that whenever I'm working on this station, I just have this station on, that one off. And I use Windows P, and I select between the two. Now that particular screen now goes to this screen. That kind of brings us back here to this video switcher, which is the Mini Extreme ISO by ATEM. It allows for 8 individual HDMI inputs to be recorded simultaneously and have its own output file, each one on this particular hard drive here. And as I stated earlier, I can see what's going on with my video switcher on this particular monitor here, and then with the Stream Deck, I can actually change what I see. So I can just look at what's on screen, the PC, my head camera, side camera, what's on the iPhone. So it's really, really convenient to have this particular monitor and the Stream Deck where I can see what's going on inside my video switcher. Down here is a whole spaghetti mess of stuff, and I'm going to get to it, but the gist of it is that I did all of that so I can also have what's on that monitor displayed on this TV as well. For my video recording, I am running the Sony ZV-E10s. And then for the third view, that's just an iPhone over there hooked up. I am going to do a full review on, well, a full setup walkthrough of my Dolph Reality H3 setup. This is inspired by the FA18. And my headset that I'm using for this is the Pimax Crystal Light. And my base is a Moza AB6 force feedback with the Wing Viper Ace grip. I do have a video on that. You can check that out as well. And the rest of the CM is pretty much well compiled of wing peripherals, including the rudder pedals. And I have a button just to press, and it will shut it down. And the same button will turn everything on. I have it set up where the sim rig will first initialize. And then about 15 seconds later, the joystick will power on. And next up we have our racing rig, or as you see on the screen, truck simulator. Before I had the Dolph Reality H3, I had a Wheel Stand Pro, and now it is serving duties for the G29. You will also notice that the stick has a semi-stick on it instead of the ball that comes with the G29. And it's really nothing special about this PC. It's good enough to run the games that it plays. For this setup, I'm using a regular generic soundbar and the old school Void RGB gaming headset. These things still rock. And keep from rolling around while you're racing, I put regular, I guess, standoffs here on these so the chair doesn't roll while you're pressing the gas. And the same type of deal for wire management under this desk as well. And in the corner, I have the Govee RGB floor lamp. Adds a little bit of ambiance to the room. The floating shelves are from IKEA. Behind this 72-inch TV is 3D wall art. And then those LED lights are kind of interesting. I bought them. They're just a regular Govee set, and they go all the way around the perimeter of the room. They are installed on these tracks. And my thought process behind them was that the little diffusers will get rid of the actual individual look of the lights. But as you can see, it kind of didn't work out. Another thing is that I use Gorilla two-sided tape, and it kind of like broke away. So I need to redo those. I want to get better diffusers, but all in all, it really did the job that I needed it to do. Another thing I need to redo is the actual wiring that I did for those. I've used a cable that was just way too big, so I want to redo those. And I definitely have to do some touch-up painting. I picked up these two 34-inch custom cabinets from the thrift store for a ridiculously low price. And then on top of that, it's the same countertop from Lowe's that I got for my main gaming workstation. Now with this wall, I knew that I needed to do some things. I knew that I was going to have a workstation. I knew that, I needed electricity. I didn't want any wires and stuff like that hanging down from the TV and stuff like that. So I took a little time to put all those things in the wall. And when I tell you these things are nice, I mean, they're really, really built well, self-closed. This is my electrical bin. I got a bin for everything. This is my HDMI bin. This is like a junk drawer. This is for my audio stuff. This is for my USB and network cables. And this is just a great place for playing the Xbox or streaming from the Quest so people can see what's on the headset when they're playing it. Just all in all, a good little area. And there's a smart plug to turn on and off the lights. That goes above where you saw that hole earlier, Logitech hub for the remote for the TV. And then, of course, an Alexa device to control the many smart things in this particular room. And speaking of smart things, that's what all of these smart devices run off of. I showed that hub on the screen earlier, but this is a Zeus Zen 32 scene controller. Each one of these buttons can run a scene and can have 5 different scenes on each one of these buttons. Say, for instance, this one is red, and I press it. It literally turns off the entire room, all the devices outside of the ones that I keep on for ambiance. And say, for instance, I wanted to turn on certain things, I can just press a button and I'll run a scene where that scene will turn on all the devices that I have it turn on for that particular scene. So it's really, really, really smart. And the LED lights that I installed are also dimmable. So I can just press this button, hold it down, hold that button down, and it will dim the lights. Or I can press it down and it will brighten up the lights. I absolutely love these hexagon lights. You can see I suspended them with string because I wanted a suspended look, not necessarily screwed to the ceiling. And then plus I had vents up there and they got in the way of the design. And since I had to take out the ceiling fan, I still wanted a fan. So I got that corner fan and then I have it plugged into a smart plug down there, which that plug is controlled by this smart switch. And of course, a smart space is not complete without a smart vacuum. It's just something about this room coming into it at nighttime. I just absolutely love it. Love it. So if you made it to the end of this video, then I commend you because this was a total geek fest. But this is what I love to do. This is where I spend majority of my time coming home from work, unwinding. As you can see, there's plenty of activities to do in this particular room. Now on the screen, this was my previous room. Kind of most of the same stuff was in that room, but as you can see, I was really cramped in and I didn't really spend that much time in that room because it was so tight. But nevertheless, I was grateful for the space because, you know, as small as it may be, it was still my space, my man cave. And so I'm even more grateful and even more thankful that I'm able to enjoy a room like this. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then make sure you subscribe. Also hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you want to know more about anything that I showcased in this video, or if you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos. In 2026, I will be uploading way more than I did in 2025. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up because it really helps the channel to grow. And as always, I really appreciate y'all. Until the next one, 8.